It's been long I made a video like this, holding my phone, just me talking, while putting on something simple, and while walking, because I'm walking now. I saw a comment not too long on my YouTube. Someone was trying to troll me. There was this video of me entering into my car, and he came there and he said, "Cheap scammer, just enter your car and drive Joe, Oga. How many people have you helped? Mention one person you have helped that is not a millionaire." And when he said it, I wanted to give him a reply. Then I now analyzed the questions. He said, first of all, cheap scammer. But he doesn't know me. He was meeting me for the first time. Obviously, I'm a young guy, even writing programmer, okay. He said, your cheap scammer, for me, motivational speaker. The video was me saying, oh, upcoming software programmer. Sorry, I'm working all night, so this is morning, I'm kind of feeling sleepy. Upcoming software programmers, do not give in your grind, keep studying, keep learning. The better skills you have is the more you can charge and get paid. And soon you start charging a whole lot that you can make more money from coding and you can afford a car like this, because that was a Vela. And then someone was coming to say cheap scammer. For me, motivational speaker. Just drive your car, Joe. How many people have you helped make one? How many people have you helped millionaires? I wanted to reply him to say it's not my jurisdiction to help anybody. I worked yesterday. I coded all night. I work myself. Everybody should work. No one should sit down and decide to be lazy and expect another man to give you that. That's bad. That's monkey the walk, babu the chop. It's only people who are crazy or who are disabled mentally that will sit down and expect people to be giving them free lunch. As long as you're able to move, you're able to walk. What are you doing with your time? You have the same 24 hours as someone. You just every day, play every day. And then you decide to meet somebody who took sacrifices and tell them they should give you free lunch. And if they don't, you want to bully them. So me myself, I was looking at the who have you helped become a millionaire. Then I looked at the part that said cheap. And I now realized he doesn't even know me, because when I clicked on his profile, that was his first time. Yeah, the first time he was visiting my YouTube channel. So he just practically said a young guy who has a Range Rover Vela, entering inside his Range Rover Vela, telling software programmers they should be consistent. Wanted to be able to afford this. And then I entered and I drove off, and he's just telling me, just shut up. And I put a laughing emoji. I almost replied him, but then, and I remembered something I was doing that was very bad. I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I can always say, oh, you're always indicting yourself whenever you talk things you're guilty of. I said, no, it's natural for human beings to evolve. You could be a bad person at some point in time. It doesn't mean you can evolve. So back then, I used to be so depressed. I'll come online and I'll be insulting people. I'm really sorry. Sorry for everyone who I've insulted. Like, things are so hard for me. So I'll come online and I'll be trolling people. Mine is as as it they pay me, make it pay, not make it pay. And I had smile, make it no smile. So it's something I was doing then, but I can't do it now. Obviously, I'm more mature. I was a child then. Or should I say I was much younger then. So I'll come on and I will say hurtful things to people. And most people would feel so horribly bad. You think you actually did anything. You did not do anything. I'm not just happy things are somehow for me, and I want the other person to be unhappy. God, what kind of nonsense mentality is that? I could just go through to an actress picture and insult. I could just be, God, I was so petty. It's so childish. But at the end of the whole day, I just learned that was the childish me, right? And I looked at the comment and I said, would you want to bring yourself down to explain a child? If you ask him now, do you know this person? He doesn't. You just enter your car, for me, motivational speaker. What do you mean by motivational speaker? If I tell you that I learned skills and I've made more money, is that not true? A few years ago, I knew only HTML, C++. Today, I have over 15 programming languages. I am good. I study all the time. I chase jobs. And what I was earning before is not what I'm earning now. Okay. So how do who have made millionaires? Anybody who listens to me sees my story. I don't have to give you 1 million. I could inspire you. So for instance, if you keep following me right now, you see the way I create softwares. And like 5 years from now, I become a billionaire in dollars. You can now watch my video and say, Daniel Cake gist, he said so and so things, and it has changed my life. I think black people, they only see help when you give them material things. I think that's their problem. A black man doesn't see help when you advise him. If you call him right now and show him the road to follow, he'll just go and follow any road he sees. So those ones, they don't really value advice or guidance. What they value is carry food, say black man, come and see fufu and soup, eat see one bag of money. But that road you're showing them, don't show them road, or go to that road, carry small food, come and give them. Because that's the only thing that will make someone, who is bored, telling me I should show people. I should start, if you call him now and say, let me start calling people now that will have made me lonely, and he won't even stay in the conversation, he will walk out. So then I laughed and I just waved. Well, after laughing, I said, will everybody laugh? Share some of your followers now if they see comment like that, because me, I see it all the time. Sometimes it's abuse. I mean myself, like I don't know how to explain things to people. I'm a senior developer and I'm always having so much jobs to do, and I'm not a social person. It's even I'm trying to learn how to reply message. Most of the time I'm always coding. So if you send me a message, if you check all my comments, it is usually within a don't reply message. It's true, right? So the work is usually very, very hectic. Like it's very cool, but most times I don't even have time for myself. But I just have to squeeze, some time. So with the kind of, stress that I put myself all through, this stress obviously what is making me, where I am at the moment. But then I got to ask myself too, all these my upcoming software programmers, would they be strong enough? Because I see people insult. Like me, if I'm not able to finish up something, if I'm working like this AdSense course, now I've been working on it for the past how many days, trying to remake the whole tutorial and do lots of things. And there you see someone insulting me. Like I remember someone who paid over the weekend some of the APIs to do artificial. Like I created some APIs for artificial. Then I just had to revamp it. I wasn't happy with the way it was, routed. I was like, okay, fine. I shut down the artificial and I was hoping to come back to do it today. Today is a Monday. And this guy did not pay on Friday. And this guy paid on Friday. Saturday, he did not get me. Yesterday, he made a comment. And then one idiot rushed under him and started telling him how he's been scammed. This guy is a thief. Some people say they did not get the course. Some people say they got part of the course. Some people say the course is not arranged. Some people said it's not complete. Some people say he did not give them at all. He's a thief. He's a criminal. Let's report him. And I'm saying, how only you, the course is real. Some people are seeing part of it. Only you. Some people are not seeing part of it. Only you. The cause doesn't exist. Only you. Kill him. Crucify him. I said anybody who really, it's not anybody who is not pained, you understand? Because I have discovered people who really have issues or insult other people are people who are pained. Other people who are not pained. People who have their goals focused to ask questions. All right. Like someone asked me a question the other day. He said, that was on my video. He said, please do not be upset. I saw a friend of mine, he was using your, tutorial, and he said it was working perfectly fine before, but he tried it again, it's not working. He said, then he checked online and he saw some people complaining the whole thing doesn't work. And I said, when he created, now this person was asking the question nicely, right? And I said, when he created those code, was it the year he watched the video? He said, yes. I said, was it within that time frame? He said, yes. Okay, fine. Out of that period, Puppeteer, was it 13 point something we're using Puppeteer 13.4, 13 point something, I don't know if it's 0.4, but 13 point something. That particular Puppeteer was working perfectly fine with Puppeteer Prosy. There's an extra plugin we use or module called Puppeteer Prosy. But the recent version of Puppeteer doesn't work with that Puppeteer Prosy. So if you watched that video 2 years ago, you did what I did, the bot will work. But now the recent Puppeteer doesn't work with that thing. So when his friend did it the first time, it was working. I don't know how he said he misplaced the code, right? So he now did the project again because he had access to the course. And this time around, which was 2023, the whole thing had updated. So the whole plugins they were using, they were no longer functioning anymore. And there I saw, immediately he started meeting people who already have the worst and the bias. I'm not the creator of Puppeteer. I'm not the creator of Puppeteer Prosy. Now, these are modules that are already on the NPM market, which is the Node module market. Mine is to make a whole lot of research and harness the best out of them. So if one particular package has outdated, it's just to approach me politely. And that is why I'm actually trying to revamp the course so you can be making updates easily. So it's to reach out to me. It's not to go online and say it was working before, no longer working again. I want my money back. Oh, the guy's a thief, is a criminal for something that was working. That the out. I don't know how. I think people who buy the courses are usually people who are not software programmers. Because in normal software programmer, I will look at the code and know, okay, fine, there is an error. This used to run before, it's no longer running. How do we debug it? Mr. Daniel, okay, I want to tell you what line of code, what is the error. So this error, that error, undefined, not found. Can now from the error figure out what module has an issue. But the negative people or people who are pained won't even ask you questions. One thing I do is I am very wary of bad energy. Anybody who knows me for the past how many years now, you know that I don't respond to naysayers. If you come online and you insult the moment, there's something I tell people. I will tell you, the moment you bring abuses to my doorstep, you're not seeing me on that conversation. I'm never going to be in a position where I would let anybody insult me. It's not going to happen. I'm going to leave, except there's an option I can't leave. If you tie my hand, tie my leg to a chair and insulting me, I will faint, I will blank out. I can't stay in a position where you're abusing me. I will walk out. If you're chatting me, I will block you. If you want to, anything you want to do, post me on CNN because I did not come through on something better, but you're not going to ever hear me confront you. Like you want to demean me, you want to annoy me. There's a difference between trying to know how to fix something and just being completely petty, trying to get on someone's nerve. I'm somebody who loves the positive flow, positive energy. Life is too hard already, creating all these softwares, cracking, sitting up from morning to night, sometimes sleepless nights, trying to say I can get done with the project. It's already too hard knowing that I don't spend time with my kids. Like I have kids right now, 2 kids at the moment. I lost one. And I don't even spend so much time with them because I'm always working, I'm always struggling, always working day and night, looking for APIs. Then I still have to chase contracts, look for gigs, do a whole lot of things. So the load already is too much on my head. Then I'm not going to see somebody who doesn't want to make anything out of his life insulting me because he thinks after working I should pack half of my money and make him a millionaire. Or maybe you now want to throw me because maybe I'm supposed to do something I did not do it. Like back in those days was it software programming, Bet Nigeria back in those days when I was giving up prediction. Like I remember one time I think that was an API I was using them for SMS. It's not like now, so now we don't advance. We have a live prediction socket IO scripts like 24/7 to be telling you play this, play that. But then this will be via SMS. So it will be sending, the predictions will be coming via SMS. So there was this API I had. I registered the API and it will be broadcasting messages. I don't know what happened one period. The API just went down. Like you broadcast messages, it's going to be showing error. And the funny thing is, these are not the things you would notice immediately. So I had not even noticed. I had worked on other thing. People were complaining. They were sending message, sending mail. I think for was it close to 4 days or so? Because I work isolated, meaning you hear me talk about isolation every day. Fantastic. Whenever I'm working, my phones are far from me. I just want to focus on what I'm doing. I don't even take calls. I'll just tell everybody that see my schedule now. Give it and I get, especially if it's complex algorithm. Give it and I get to do now. I want to be marking, I want to be working. Nobody should near my room, but nobody nears me. So when I came about, this was like years ago. So then I think I was busy with someone that I don't know what I was busy with then. It's a long time. I couldn't look into it for close to almost a week. And one day I had come online to see a battalion of people, raining abuses on me. That thing made me almost killed myself that period. I started crying because that they were telling us a good name is better than silver and gold, and I'll be crying. I'll be like, God, how do I explain to these people this is an API? Nobody wanted to hear. Fast forward, I'm still alive. I still did well. Business moved. So I've really learned how to grow a thick skin. And the first thing I do is to work out. If you want to get my attention, if you're having difficulty with any of my services, please and please call me. I'm a normal human being like you. I'm not going to eat you. I'm not violent. I'm not arrogant the way you think. Just that people don't know how to approach people. So they already have this mentality that customer is the king. So whenever they approach me, they want me begging them. I'm somebody who has ego and pride. I won't beg you. But then if you're calm enough to tell me, please, I'm having this issue and I'm free, I will. If I'm not available, I'll tell you, please, I can't be available. Message me next week. I tell people often, message me like by this time next week, I'll be less busy. But when you now meet me, you're not abusing me or trying to get me, I will laugh and I will block you and I will delete you. Before you start saying, oh, he blocked me, I will block you and I will delete you. It's difficult already creating all these things. It's difficult already having so much on my head. The best thing you can do for me is to let me know this is where there is no need for insult. I don't know why black people like insult. You're in a supermarket, something goes wrong, you want to shout at everybody. You're in a hotel, the what is it called again? The shower is not on. You want to insult everybody. You buy something, maybe you bought a phone, it's default, it has a fault. Instead of going to the phone shop to complain, let them replace it for you. You want to abuse the home management and tell them how they're a fake shop just because you bought a defective item. So the normal typical person is already just abusive, looking for any way to insult you, call you thief, call you everything, just because maybe they paid you for something and there was a hiccup. Now, even if 1,000 people use that same product and they're good, you see that 6 or 7 that had one form of issues. There are hungry wolves that will pack that 6 and want to use that 6 to make it look like, you have never had a good record. Because sometimes I see people come online to drag me. They will say somebody complained, one other person complained. I say, okay, you have picked 3 people who complained. What of the 100 people who never had a complaint? Those ones are not important to you. You bring 3 people now, you make it look like those are the only 3 people who were my customers, who had a transaction with me, and the transaction was horrible. It's bad, but like I said, I've grown a tough skin. I always stay away from negativity. And this is an advice too. You learn how to walk out of negativity. The moment anybody is saying anything that is rubbish, walk out. Most people are very pained. So don't let their pain and anger get into you. And then if you're messaging me too, please do it calmly. Because once it enters or it looks like it is beginning to abuse me in any way, 2 things I do. First one is block. Second one is delete. If you like carry me to CNN, I won't answer you. Me, over my dead body will I reply you. But if you approach me clearly, I would make sure I follow you up to the down corner. But once you bring insult, in fact, if you're commenting rubbish, I'm deleting it. The best you can do is to go to your own social media. It's your own page. Nobody will disturb you. Or go to those useless blogs or useless places. Post whatever I want to post. I'm not even going to open the article or even read it. But if it's something you have an issue with any of my service, you have an error, you can call me and give me suggestions. I can look into it. I can schedule on it. But if it's bad energy, if it comes with bad energy, forget it, I'm out of there.